WWE TLC from 2015. This show sucked, but
It's pretty bad.
spoilers. We're gonna go. We're gonna do the intros first. Get this shit out of the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Time on YouTube.com/616entertainment.
I gotta clean my glasses. You know what? I don't even win. I don't need them. It's kind of get in the way.
We usually start with the A story. We go with the most important part of the night. We talk about that. We move on to the second most important part of the night because nobody wants to start at the bottom of the card.
No, you don't want to bury the lead.
No.
We did that for like half our existence, and I think it really hurt us in the long run. You know?
That's not what we're looking to do here on this show. We want to talk about WWE, WWE TLC, and we want to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kind of botched that a little.
I know what you meant.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's just me.
So now we got Jazz James in the chat, and he says that he rushed home to see this. And I'm really glad he did because there's no way we're going to disappoint the way WWE TLC did tonight.
I just hope you were safe in getting home. I don't want you taking risks at our expense.
Brett Wells says, I paused Rocky 3 to see this. And I'm glad he did because tonight we are doing our second giveaway of all time. We will be giving up, glare. We will be giving away the WWE Elite Flashback John Cena figure that I have to hold slightly at an angle so you can see it because that way it doesn't work out very well. But, you know, it's pretty dope. Like, the thing has the old world title in it. It's got the Spinner US title on the back. Cena's practically naked. You know what I mean?
I like that.
So if you're a fan of his physique and his body, you know what I mean?
I'm boned up.
So I haven't thought at all about how they win. What I'm thinking is they got to follow me on Twitter at IDS616. They got to follow the artist on Twitter at theartist616. And you have to tweet one of us a photo.
Is there a problem?
Just burping in the middle of my pitch.
I did. All right.
Tweet one of us a photo of John Cena. That's all you have to do. You know what I mean? Follow both of us. Tweet one of us a photo of John Cena. And we're probably going to give the figure away tomorrow on Raw Talks Live. I figured that's the way it will go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll write down all the names. I'll cut them up.
That's a good idea.
I'll put them in the hat. I'll fuck them up. And then we'll pull it out live on the air so you can see that there was no fuckery.
Now, do they have all day until the show starts tomorrow to tweet us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts now. So everybody who's here with us live right now knows how they can win the flashback figure. And I want to say that I was at the store the other day. And I went to 616entertainment.proboards.com, which is a garbage message board that no one should go to. And I said, what should be the giveaway figure? And I listed the ones that were on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever his name is the only one who responded. And he said, go with that one. So I chose that one.
It's a good choice.
You know, you got to give the people what they want. But the most important part of the show tonight was the WWE World Title match between Sheamus, the defending champion, and Roman Reigns, the challenger, in a TLC match. How'd you feel about this match?
Oh, boy. Where to begin?
Jazz James says Rocky 3 is the best of the Rockies, and he's quite wrong, but we'll get into that later.
Which one do you like?
The first one or Rocky Balboa. That last one's underrated. Let me tell you something. Mason the Line Dixon, spoilers. At the end, in the fight, the only reason Rocky is competitive is because Mason breaks his hand in the first round. Love that detail.
I never saw
Love that detail. Go ahead.
I don't even know where to begin with this. The crowd fucking hated it. And I didn't like it.
No.
The quality of it just was not there. There were some interesting spots, but there was sloppiness. And okay, the only part I did enjoy was when Roman threw Sheamus through the stack of tables and chairs. That was kind of cool. Because it was just like,
and then Roman turns around and he goes, TLC, baby!
And then
it's like,
it ruined the whole thing.
That's what the show's called.
He totally ruined the moment. It was like, that was a cool spot. And then he was like, I'm a nerd.
Can you imagine if someone like...
And I'm unrelatable.
I wish he did that on every show. Like Roman elbows Orton in the face. He goes, SmackDown! He punches Ambrose in the stomach. Raw! On every show, it gets more and more weird. Because at some point, he's going to have to be like, WWE Judgment Day. Because they always say the full name of the show. They never just go by internet slang. He
didn't say WWE TLC.
No, he did.
Said TLC.
In his heart, in his heart of hearts, that's what he was thinking.
But see, the thing is like, he put him through a stack of tables and chairs, so it related. Was like, this is what TLC is all about. So then, for like, does he have to relate every spot to what the show is?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I wish he would have elaborated on what he meant. Like, he threw Sheamus through the stack and he turned to the camera and he went, TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. I threw him at all of them. He hit the edge of the table, the chair fell on top of him, and the ladder's the only thing still standing.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to throw him at a ladder, and then I'll put... He just gives the details of everything he has planned.
That would have been a little much.
Probably right.
You didn't seem to be paying much attention. You were...
To the match?
Yeah.
No, it was terrible. I watched... I saw most of it, but it was just... Here's the thing. I was harsh on this card tonight because...
Quite so.
We've been so spoiled with the last 3 days of MMA cards with the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
Paige Van Sant took on Thug Rose on Friday. Or on Thursday. And then on Friday, Frankie Edgar took on Chad Mendes. Tony Ferguson took on Edson Barboza. Yesterday, Chris Weidman takes on Luke Rockhold. Jacare takes on Romero. We've got Aldo and McGregor. And after all of these high-stakes, big fight feel fights where I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, and I'm watching the fights going like this because I'm nervous for all the guys who I want to win, and then TLC rolls around, it's just like, well, Sheamus wins because of the League of Nations. The Wyatts are going to beat Team Extreme or ECW, whatever their name is. Who gives a fuck about the rest of this card? I can't care. I can't care. I can't even get myself to give a shit about this card.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
And then Raw's tomorrow?
And I'm not saying like all the wrestling fans that are with us, oh, you guys are nerds because you care and everything. Yeah. I like wrestling too. But after being so high up and so hyped for the fights that were all over this weekend and then coming into this, it's just like, this is all meaningless. None of this means anything.
No, I know what you mean.
But I have a responsibility to be here. Omar Rojas says, what the fuck I'm doing here? I don't know, but I'm glad you're here with us. Because we love you.
Welcome.
And all Dan Dans are welcome with us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just the matches, or the things that I had going on with this match tonight is towards the end, they were just taking turns.
They did it like 8 times.
Yeah.
And then finally, the League of Nations came in, minus Barrett. So who knows what the hell that's about?
Where the fuck was Barrett?
I don't know. And then they beat up Roman, and Sheamus finally, it's like, okay, finally Sheamus is going to climb the ladder and win. And he gets up there and he just sits there for like a minute.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, are they going to do it again? And then Roman gets in, and then after Sheamus is like,
and just not to mention that Roman was not allowed to sell for more than 15 seconds in this match. And now 15 seconds, when you think about it and break it down, that's a long time. If you just look at the clock for 15 seconds and let that go by, it's like, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But in a TLC match, when he gets the Irish curse through the table off the stairs on the floor, and Sheamus, it takes a while for Sheamus to get up, gets on the ring apron, but by the time he slides under the ropes, Roman's already pulling on his foot. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Roman is not allowed to look like he's in pain. Spoilers, Sheamus wins. After the match, the League of Nations is out there, and they've got Sheamus up on their shoulders. And then Roman is in the corner, and he spears the whole lot of them. And then he gets up, and he's fine.
Just, yeah.
He wasn't limping, nada. Oh, I took him down with the spear, but like, fuck. Like, my shoulder hurts. The adrenaline's wearing off. Nothing. He was fine.
Looked like it was like John Cena.
Jesus Christ.
People were chanting for Cena. We got
Who were they chanting for?
this guy.
Were they chanting for Flashback Cena, who we're giving away the figure of tonight?
I don't think so.
And all you got to do to win the figure is follow IDS616 on Twitter, follow @TheArtist616 on Twitter, tweet one of us a photo of John Cena, and you can win the figure tomorrow night on WWE Raw Talks Live.
Brett Wells already did. He's the first one.
Wells was the first person to enter the contest,
So,
and someone else
spots
did
are
too,
filling up.
but I can't read it right now.
The spots are filling up, guys.
But just this match was garbage. It was really bad.
Mhm.
But let's go to the chat real quick because we've got a lot of Dan with us.
Okay.
Go ahead. What were you
Well, I
gonna
was
say?
just gonna say we probably don't want to pass up what happened after the match.
All right, let's talk about that.
I mean, we could go to the chat and then talk.
Let's talk about that. Then we'll go to the chat.
Oh wait, because then Triple H, after Sheamus or Roman spears the three of them, and he's fine. The authority comes out because he's beating up Sheamus with a chair. And then he fucking kills Triple H. Over and over, he kills him a lot.
And Triple H was not happy with how much he had been killed.
No.
And the camera was way too close, and Triple H goes, again! A lot harder! Again!
That was bad.
It was like 50 Shades of Triple H. It wasn't enough. He wanted more punishment.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
I see what happened was I hit the space button.
That's all right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's just, I don't know. This is like what we talked about after he won the title at the last pay-per-view, whatever it was. And Triple H comes out to congratulate him, and he fucking spears him. Like, it's obviously Triple H is the bad guy. Nobody likes him, so they want to see him get beat up. But then we've been talking about this, but for Reigns to like beat him up after he loses the match, and then he just beats up Triple H. Like it's not a very like babyface thing to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just seems like he acts like a sore loser, you know?
He is.
And a sore winner. Like, what's to like about that?
We've got entries for the John Cena figure giveaway. We're talking about the flashback John Cena figure giveaway. We've got them coming in left and right. So far, we've got Wells is in the contest. We've got System in the contest. We've got Jazz James in the contest. We've got Jace Plays Games in the contest. And we've got Steve Schneider in the contest.
They're sending some good photos, too.
These are some really good John Cena photos. Again, all you got to do to win is follow both of us, tweet one of us.
I've never seen this one.
That's a good one.
That's pretty
that looks
good.
like that looks 2010-ish if I were to guess. Dipper Pine says, "How do I enter?" You know what I'm saying? I just told you. Yeah, let's go to the chat. We got a whole bunch of Dan-Ans with us tonight. We got D-Ray. He says, "I thought the tag title match was the best match of the night, and it set the bar, and none of the other matches kept up."
Pretty accurate.
I thought that match was kind of shitty.
I mean, was it better than the rest of them?
I don't know. I'll have to look at the list, but it didn't do much for me. We've got Dipper Pines here. He says, "I'm here, had to feed my dog," who's probably really busy. And his dog's bowl must be right next to the computer. And the dog was probably like, go to youtube.com/616entertainment and join the chat live to win a John Cena figure.
Maybe he just had to make sure the dog didn't choke.
Maybe we are his dog's favorite show. And because a dog is man's best friend, they are going to spend some quality time together.
Gotcha.
Attempting to win a John Cena figure. I just like talking about dogs.
Dogs? Oh, I like dogs.
We've got Brett Wells in the chat. He says, "I'm cool with H's versus Reigns at Mania." That's what they're going for,
yeah.
so I'm glad you like it. System says, "It's a babyface that's been screwed over and over. It works fine." I agree. Steve wants the Lucha Dragons to win the tag titles so bad. Do you?
I don't care. Just not the Usos.
Anybody but the Usos. Jace Plays Game says, "The tag match was great!" I don't know if it was, but let's talk about it. I enjoyed it. I've decided that the tag title match is the B story.
That's fine. I had fun with it. It wasn't great. I don't think it was great, but I enjoyed it.
I don't know which brother it was, but Xavier Woods calls the Usos Us. It seems he calls both of them Us. And they both suck in ladder matches. There were several points where Us was on the ladder, and he like looks up at the belt, and someone needed to come knock the ladder over, and he rushed it.
He took
so he was
steps
like
down.
This. He was looking up, and he was like, ugh. And he took a step down and waited, and was like, "There he comes. All right." And he would take a step back up and look at the like.
he was like looking around, waiting like
Mm-hmm.
for who, like not even. Oh,
There's not a bigger tell in a ladder match that you literally look for who's going to stop you, and he took a step down. He didn't even make it look like he was going to take a step, and he slipped, and now he's down a rung. He just took a step
And then
down.
I
And was like,
think-
all right, hold up.
I think JBL was at one point to cover. He's like, oh, he fell. He's falling down the ladder.
No, that's not what it was. Okay, so the biggest spot of the night was definitely Kalisto doing the goddamn
That was crazy.
Maria del Sol or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
off the ladder, backwards through a ladder that was propped up on the ladder and the rope.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking dope.
That was really cool.
That was really, really cool. So that I was on board with, and I hope both of those boys are okay. Because I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Kalisto went down like legs spread open,
Mm-hmm.
and I know like the ladder is wide enough that it probably like hit his thighs, but like I'm worried about his crotchal area and his balls. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want him to. What if he wants kids?
Kalisto?
Yeah,
Well, it might not be an option if he keeps doing Maringa del Sangos off
on
ladders.
ladders.
Off ladders, through
On
ladders. Two and oos. It's all bad news. All that's going to add up, man. There's going to be no little Kalistos, let me tell you that
He
much.
better freeze his sperm if he's gonna do that.
D-Ray says it's called the Salida del Sol. What the fuck does that mean? The salad of my eye. I don't know what that means. I remember a little bit of Spanish.
Well, Sol is son, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
SOL.
I don't remember. Let's see.
That shit out a lot.
Salida del Sol. Isn't it great that we have the internet right here at our fingertips?
Takes you to the Fallout wiki.
Takes you to the Fallout wiki. Apparently, it is
It's a location in the Sierra Madre found in the add-on Dead Money.
for Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
Kalisto is a gamer confirmed.
probably. Yeah,
I'd imagine he is.
that's a very obscure reference if that's what it is.
C says
What's
that
the
had to
ref-
hurt his bum bum.
What I want to know what it translates to though.
New Fallout New Vegas.
Though that's not what those words mean in Spanish.
No, that's what it means. We just looked it up.
No, it doesn't. That's a location in Fallout.
I know. I'm just doing a bit.
You ass.
Law 3 Dog 2009 says it's called Google Translate. Translate it. What are you doing? He's getting on your case.
I don't have a fucking computer.
You got a phone.
It doesn't have Google Translate
How do you know?
because I've looked.
Have you?
No.
Ask Siri. Siri, what does Salida del Sol mean?
What does Salida del Sol mean? No,
Why's your volume so low?
I don't know.
Siri, can you translate Salida del Sol into English for me?
Okay, give me a moment. Here's what I found on the web for translate Salida del Sol into English.
And none of it's right. It just gives me a bunch of links for other shit. Well, sorry, Dan Dance, we tried. Siri is not good at translating things. So Law 3 Dog 2009 is going to be quite upset now. You know what I mean? Jace Plays Game says, he is. Kalisto makes appearances on Up, Up, Down, Down.
It means sunrise.
Screech Power says it means departure of the sun.
Or sunset. maybe.
See, you know what I'm saying? Screech Powers comes in with that real information. You
This
know what I'm saying?
says sunrise.
Fuck that. I believe Screech Powers. He says, I thought Usos were going to win at one point, and I cringed. Screech Powers, I'm on your side. Because fuck the Usos. The Busos is more like it, right, guys?
Oh,
I got to point out one thing real quick.
yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt with Theo Huxtable, Tom Segura, and Christina Pajitsky's dog on it. You know what I'm saying?
And this was not planned, but I'm wearing a different shirt with the same dog, but a different name because they had to change the name because of the Bill Cosby controversy. So they changed the name to FIFA.
Come down. You can't see his head.
Well, I want to show his name.
You know what I'm saying? See, now you've got the two different
He's got
eras where I'm Theo and you're FIFA.
and you've got a cigarette. He's got a cigar.
That's either a cigar or yeah, it's a
It's a
cigar.
cigar.
It's definitely a cigar. So I just want to show some love, you know what I'm saying, to that. Big E is strong as fuck. Did I say that
I
already?
think so. Yeah.
You think so? What? That he's strong?
Yeah.
The part where he was under the ladder and Kalisto was on it, he started pushing it up, and I was like, He's strong as fuck. And then Sin Cara got on the other side, and I was like, he could still push that thing up.
Mhm.
And he did. And so Sin Cara falls down, and he's holding Kalisto on the ladder with one fucking arm, which is amazing that he's that strong and that he's just that heavy. Because if he wasn't so heavy, he would have just been picked up with the ladder. Right. Can you imagine if one of the Usos tried to do that?
No.
He would have gone flying through the fucking air.
I think when Sin Cara got on the other side, I don't think that really made it harder.
No.
Because if anything, it might have made it easier to lift it because it's like a counterweight pulling it. But
try to put over my dude Biggie.
I'm not burying him. I'm just trying to talk physics, man.
The C story tonight.
I want to learn people.
You asked me before it started. You said, "Does New Day lose tonight?" And I said, "No,
not tonight.
They will soon, but not tonight."
Mm-hmm.
Heels don't really lose. Tag heels don't really lose in ladder matches.
Right, because
that's just
too
a
many
pattern.
Opportunities to cheat.
That's just a pattern I've noticed.
Well, if like I didn't know, are ladder matches always no DQ?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can use weapons like ladders and stuff.
Yeah. How would you get disqualified?
Well, that's what I was asking.
Maybe you could get disqualified if they did something that I said tonight, where the League of Nations comes out and Del Rio attempting to save his partner. What if he just climbs the ladder and pulls the belt down and gives it to Sheamus? And he was like, he wins, he got it. And the ref's like, no, fuck you. You can't pull it down. You're not even in the match. Right. And he was like, no. What if on the next night they were like, no, Sheamus loses by disqualification?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I told you about something that I did when I was like 11 years old. Back when you're booking your own storylines with your action figures, I did a thing where
this is cool.
The Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian, which is super original, in a TLC match.
Hey, man.
Devon and Matt Hardy are on the ladder, and they're punching each other. And Matt Hardy pulls a belt down, and then Devon pulls the other one down. And they're like, what the fuck just happened? So now Devon and Matt Hardy have to be tag champions together. They can't get along, but they work really well together. So they can't even manage to lose the belts because they're so good.
That's a brilliant idea, man.
No one's ever done it, not that I'm aware of. If someone has done it, I want to know about it. It's probably some lower level indie company. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I came up with that shit when I was 10, so that would have been 2000.
That's a really good idea. I like that.
I'm a genius. I'm glad the New Day won.
Me too.
C's story tonight is definitely Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens.
I gave this match 2 buckets of popcorn and 2 bags of soda. That's really good.
What? What did you say?
What's it good?
What's it good?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Is it bad?
No, it doesn't smell. I thought I got a whiff of BO, but I think it was a mental thing just because I saw your armpit.
I told you I don't have a strong sweat gland.
Here, let's hear what you have to say here about your armpit.
That's really good.
What? No, there's not a BO smell. It's just like super plain. It's like laundry that had no soap in it.
I didn't move a lot today. I wonder if I check my health app, if it'll tell me how many steps. What do you think the over/under is on how many steps I took today?
How many steps you took? I don't know. Did you have it in your pocket while you were jerking off? Because that might be like a whole bunch of steps.
You know what? It's not good because I didn't have it in my pocket most of the day. So I'm not going to look.
Do you use that thing?
No.
But does it do it every day?
Yeah, it's automatic.
I had no idea.
It's one of the apps that you can't delete now. Which they just keep adding more and more, and I hate it because it's just taking up more space. Fuck you, Apple.
Brett Wells says that the New Day will be champs going into Mania. What do you think about that?
I don't know. That's a long time.
D-Ray says, I thought Woods was going to grab the belt. That would have been cool.
That would have been funny.
That would have been really cool. D-Ray says, and did you see Woods' new curved belts and then boots? No, I didn't notice them. He wasn't in the match, so I didn't get a whole lot of chances to look at him.
All he did was jump and throw the trombone at one of the luchas, which had to hurt.
D-Ray
whipped that thing at him.
D-Ray says, Kevin Owens eats popcorn and drinks soda every day, guys.
I like that line.
Owens System says Owens Ambrose have yet to have that really good match I know they can have. And then Jace Plays Game says 300.
I don't know what that's referencing to, but I like that number.
I don't know either. But Owens and Dean was not a bad match by any means. I just don't care.
Well, I mean, I like both guys, but
I wasn't in the frame of mind to be watching this tonight. I'm still so
I know what
high.
you mean. Yeah.
I'm on such an adrenaline dump after the UFC this weekend that this all just feels completely pointless.
Because I like both guys. I think they could have a really great match.
Mm.
And I agree that it didn't live up to the potential it could have.
Jay says 300 steps. Get off your delay. We can't change that. You're delayed, not us.
I don't know how to do it.
Brett Wells says, remember when Owen... Whoops. I broke it. We'll have to read that later. But the notes that I have for this match were not a bad match, but I'm bored. What was ridiculous was the rope break botch.
Oh, yeah.
Where Dean hits the dirty deeds, and he's crawling over because he's all fucked up. He's giving Owens time to get close to the ropes in case he's not close enough. 1, 2, he reaches out. 3, oh, but it wasn't 3 because he got his hand on the rope, and it wasn't close. Like, here's the rope, and his finger was, like, right here. And then he, like, inched over, and he put his finger on. And Cole's like, he got 1 finger on it. And then he, like, put 3. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. A little early. Come on.
I'm done.
Yeah, Dean wins.
I was surprised.
I was too. I didn't see that
coming, but I liked it. I liked the finishing sequence was cool. The power bomb reversal. However he did that, it was I couldn't explain it if I tried. But
Jace Plays Game
it.
says he got the
cool.
rope. I don't think he did. Didn't look.
I'd have to see it again. I didn't get the instant replay.
It was pretty apparent to me that the referee was like, "Oh, he got it," because he had to, but he didn't touch it. He wiggled over after and put his hand on the rope.
The fact that they didn't show an instant replay to me probably says he didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know
that, and he kept inching closer, and then King was just like, maybe 1 finger. Okay, he got 3 fingers on it. I was just a little ridiculous. I'm glad Dean won. I like Dean. Maybe they'll do something with him now, other than like they were pushing the crazy thing so much tonight when he hasn't done anything crazy since like the Rollins feud. Right. He's just been Roman's friend.
Yeah.
And then Roman tonight needs all the friends he can get, and no one's there.
And like Dean won, so it's not even like you could explain like, oh well, he's really beat up.
Oh, it was so fucked up. He didn't even have a gimmick match. It was a regular match that he won, and he just wasn't there for Roman.
What a jerk! Maybe they're gonna turn on each other.
Jay says nah. He's pretty sure that he got the rope. I don't think so, but that's what Jace thinks. Oh, what's the D story tonight? Let's call it the Divas title. Charlotte versus Paige. Charlotte defending. Right off the bat, we know this is going to be a fucking barn burner because Rick and Charlotte are right next to each other, and Rick goes for the fist bump, and then Charlotte kind of goes for a hug, and then Rick goes for a hug, and Charlotte switches the fist bump, and they kind of just like became one human and then separated. Trying to wash that image out of your eyeballs.
It's too awkward and uncomfortable.
So you put toothbrushes in your eyeball.
You gotta clean it. These are cleaning tools, man.
Try one more time. I'm gonna give
I'll keep my eyes open.
I'm gonna give extra shaking. Close Get real close to the camera and try your best to touch your eyeball.
No.
Touch your eyeball with the other side.
That will damage my eyes.
Try the other side.
No. That'll cause retina damage.
Retinol.
I'll scratch my corneas.
You think so?
Yeah.
I got a text from my dad. What do you think it says?
Fuck the New Day. Usos. Kevin Owens is a cunt.
Nah, he's just going to bed.
Okay.
So this match was pretty terrible. Paige at one point hits some move on Charlotte, and like they're like in the middle of the ring, and she pulls Charlotte over to the ropes and does the move, pins her, and like puts her legs outside the ring so Rick can grab them. It just looks so premeditated, like it wasn't even a setup. Like normally you'll be close to the middle of the ring. and you'll do a move and you'll outstretch your back leg so someone can reach in and pull you.
Right.
Like, let's say you're the ropes, Paige was like pinning her here.
I know. Well, and then Paige got up and was all pissed off because Ric Flair fucked her. Not literally, but you know what I mean. And then in her anger, Charlotte got up and gave her something, something real good, and pinned her right next to the ropes too. So it's like that. Like, why wouldn't Paige be able to just like put her hand up?
What about that move where like Charlotte was on her butt or her knees, and then Paige walked over, and then Charlotte just kind of reached up, and Paige just like swan dived head first into the fucking mat. Charlotte goes up to the top rope at one point, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna do another backflip for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's done like 4 backflips, and they were all fucked up. And she gets up to the top rope, and then she just like whipped around sideways and caught her ribs on Paige's fucking knee.
Yeah,
it was just sloppy as all hell. I don't know if I was extra negative tonight because I was so bored with this and unentertained by
probably.
it. But I think it sucked in general.
It did,
but
I think that has something to do with it.
Mark Maxwell was like, it's bad when Ian dislikes it. And I was like, man, I try to be positive. I try to only talk about the shit that I like with wrestling.
Yeah.
There's enough people who only bury shit on the internet as far as wrestling goes, so I don't want to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I was not entertained tonight, so what are you going to do?
No, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing, is what fucking losers who are uncreative and have no responsibilities to the community say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can be nice and be negative.
I just like, when it comes to trying to be smart and positive, I just think of that thing that my grandma used to tell me, which was, if you close your eyes and open your mouth and feel a tickle in the back of your throat, you probably got a cock in your mouth.
Your grandma said that?
Yeah. Wait, no. Wasn't that? Oh, Shoot for the Stars.
Oh.
That's the one. That's a Tom Segura bit, who's special, completely normal. You can watch on Netflix. We're both wearing Tom Segura shirts. Let's show them off again. I got Theo 24/7, and you got FIFA.
Just FIFA. It's just a FIFA.
From Your Mom's House podcast, which is one of the greatest podcasts in the history of ever.
10 times 10 with an S on it.
10 times 10 with the S on the end. I love that podcast. Charlotte wins due to fuckery. I would like to point out that Charlotte did her first ever flare flop tonight, and they missed it because the camera was just somewhere else.
They were looking at kids or something. Oh man, what a show!
Let's go to the chat real quick. We got some Dan-ins here. Steve Schneider, aka Yautja, aka Folkland, aka Sean Phoenix, says, "Who the fuck was the heel?" I don't know.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Jace Plays Game says they are both heel. There are only 2 faces for the ladies.
That's the thing, is there's like usually 1 or 2, and the rest are heels.
Law 3 Dog 2009 says, "I wish I could do the moves these ladies perform." Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Brett Wells says, "Seriously, they have an amazing roster. This is the first time I've been frustrated watching wrestling in over 5 years." You have a more positive outlook than I do. I've been frustrated before.
Within the last 5 years.
Tonight. Yeah, a lot. Remember the fucking Daniel Bryan thing? Brett Wells, how are you going to tell me you weren't frustrated when Batista was going to main event WrestleMania against Randy Orton? Dipper Pine says it was better than Survivor Series. I disagree. Screech Powers hated the ending to the Divas match.
I can't blame him. It was terrible.
Terrible.
Very Harrison.
I want to point out real quick, the Dan-ins, we got 14 of you watching live. We've only got 8 likes on this video. Let's correct that shit. You know what I'm saying?
1's a dislike, so that's fine.
Brett Wells says, "I need to talk about more about what I like. I'm burying shit. We discussed this on my podcast. Do whatever you want. I ain't going to tell you how to live. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta...
But it's good to put over the stuff that you like."
Vent.
We're still in the chat here. We're checking in with the Dan-dans. System says, "I thought it was better than the Survivor Series match with Charlotte and Paige." Law 3 Dog 2009 is getting deep with us, and he says, "Hey, pessimism is good. The danger is too much leads to mental illness in the long run. Studies prove it. But again, pessimism is good."
I don't know if I'd agree that pessimism is good, because pessimism to me that the definition of that is like looking for the negatives and looking for the bad stuff in things, and always finding the negative side of things. Where I think it's good to talk about the things you don't like, but in a healthy way. You know, but don't always only talk about it.
He follows up with critique to be more accurate.
Yeah, see that's a much better word. I agree. Pessimism to me is something different.
We've got Gina in the chat. She says #banker body.
It's a great body.
Do we want to show it
the
off?
Banker boys.
We've got some new
Banker
Dan here with
girls.
us tonight, like Screech Powers, like Law Dog 2009, and maybe we should show off the banker body.
So we have a Monopoly Kingdom.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas Robinson, the #1 handsome boy, is the champion. I am the official banker. I used to be a competitor in the game, but I was a previous champion. I defended it one time, but now I don't compete anymore. Now
you didn't mention that you're a former world champion.
I just did.
Oh, okay, I missed it.
Now I'm a banker boy, and I'm most qualified because of my banker body right here. Come on.
Can you play some drums on it? Can I drum on your banker body and you rap?
No.
Someone needs to gift this.
Go ahead.
But from the 616 Entertainment Monopoly Kingdom, we do have our World Championship, which is currently being held by the #1 handsome boy, Michael Thomas Robinson. And I've got news to break, but I don't know if I break it right now. Do I break it right now?
I think this is
I'm breaking it right
show.
now.
It's okay.
Nobody knows about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But then after this airs, you got to post that link.
Yeah, but one of the competitors still isn't confirmed.
Oh.
So what we should do is
TBD.
hit the Dan-Dans with the past, where Nigel Bravo, no taxes, won the Monopoly World title, beat you for it.
Yeah. I was a champion when we faced
He then
Nigel.
went on the greatest run in the history of Monopoly. He went 6-0, defended the title 5 straight times, which is unheard of. Dan-Dans, if you've played Monopoly, you know how fucking hard that is to do. It's a game of luck / skill. So you're not guaranteed to win every time, even if you are the smartest, greatest player. Michael Thomas Robinson, the #1 handsome boy, shows up, puts an end to the era of destruction amid many controversies on Nigel's behalf. Robinson still wins. The last game we have, Robinson defends the title, improves to 2-0, is #1 in the rankings. Nigel was nowhere to be found. Nobody heard a peep out of Nigel across the entire game. Where the fuck is Nigel? Well, Dan-Dans, I want to
yet to enact his rematch clause.
I've been talking to both parties, and speaking of a rematch clause, it's confirmed. December 18th, 2015 is the rematch. The biggest fight in Monopoly history. #1 handsome boy Michael Thomas Robinson defends the title against the Era of Destruction's leader Nigel Bravo in the rematch. It is Robinson versus Bravo 2, live on youtube.com/616entertainment, featuring appearances from Craig Hamburger and most likely Eric Damagawa.
Oh shit!
This is a huge game. Huge game.
Oh my god, I can't wait to bank this fucking match.
We live stream these, and I host the chat, so you're not going to see me. I'm going to be off in the distance, probably playing Diablo and listening to music again. December 18th, 10 p.m.
Is that a Friday?
Yes, live on this channel. Is that a problem?
No.
Aren't you leaving this country?
Not till the 24th, though.
Okay, cool. So we've got time. Oh boy. Oh boys and girls. We're talking to the Dan-Dans right here. Law Dog voted the video up, says yes, yes, yes. Law Dog, I'm glad we made a Dan-Dan out of you tonight. A Dan-Dan is a fan of ours, so I'm glad you're here. System says that looks legit as fuck. Lydia's work? No, dog. I made that shit.
That's Photoshop.
It's Photoshop.
He knows Photoshop.
You know,
He can't go like this. Well,
I know the baseline.
I'm saying you can't do this with your hands like Lydia does, but you can make stuff like that.
When I post the official thing to Facebook, you'll realize Lydia didn't make it because the drop shadows are kind of shitty, my cut jobs aren't the best, and it's just not great. But in this low quality, it looks pretty good. But that'll go on Facebook.com/616entertainment probably tonight. You know what I mean? Steve Schneider says, I wish I had a dog. Dipper Pine says that's designed better than TNA's.
It is. I like the design. It's a good design.
Jace Plays Games says figure out the overhead camera. That's something that really needs to be done.
I don't know how to do that though, but
I don't either.
what I was thinking, like, it would be awesome, like, if one day we could get like super technical and have it like the World Series of Poker, where there were like graphics that showed everybody's properties
Yeah.
on the screen.
Oh man, that'd be dope. You know what I want? I want to attach miniature GoPros to every Monopoly character's piece.
Oh,
So you just see
that's so
you
dumb.
see them life size going from Boardwalk to Park Place. But what would that look like though?
Well, if they're GoPros, you wouldn't even see the piece.
No.
You would just see
You
the
just
board.
see what they
I
see.
think that's a little pointless, to be honest.
System wants me to put you on a step ladder in order to enact the overhead view. But I don't know if the Dan Dans
At
realize
the bank.
I don't know if the Dan Dans realize that the feed for the Monopoly games comes from this very computer.
Right.
So I don't know how to attach another feed to it. You know what I mean? Gina says, will you guys open your present on Raw Talks? It should be coming this week. I never gave you my address. Did you give it to her?
Yeah.
All right. I was actually thinking about that whenever the last time she texted me was, and I was like, I don't think I ever answered her question. But I'm not going to until she asks it again. So I was willing to not get the present if she didn't ask again. But yeah, if Gina wants us to open the present on Raw Talks, we will. And if the Dan Dans want to win this flashback Cena figure, we are going to be announcing the winner on Raw Talks tomorrow on youtube.com/616entertainment right when Raw ends. It'll look just like this show, except tomorrow I'll actually probably put the set together. So we'll be over on the other side of the room and it'll look good like it usually does. But tonight I couldn't be bothered because I didn't give a fuck about this card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Gina says I was too scared that she would be sending a bomb.
Well,
and that's the first thing I asked her. She goes, what's your address? And I said, are you sending a bomb?
I said the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. But I asked her, the funny thing is I asked her that after I gave her your address.
Oh, good. D-Ray says, get a program called Manycams, and you can have 2 cameras and switch between the views and just hang a camera on your ceiling. What camera? How many cameras do you think I have, D-Ray?
You got a few.
You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Your phone.
How do I connect that to the fucking thing?
I don't know.
Steve keeps giving out this address, and
I don't know what that is.
Jazz James says, send them a bag of glass, Gina. Screech Power says, I didn't even know Rusev and Ryback were feuding, and I'm a Rusev fan. Let's get back on track. We're going to talk about WWE TLC. Let's speak, because Screech Powers is keeping us honest. He's keeping us on topic.
We've talked to the Dan Dans enough.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that match? Rusev.
We will after 1 second. The Dan Dans need to see that my small dog, Lexi, name of little dog, is guarding her bone and is going to sleep next to the food dishes tonight to ensure that nobody else can have the bone. As you were.
You want to talk about Rusev and Ryback?
I don't want to, but we will.
Okay. The whole like Lana love angle thing, I don't really like it anymore. I'm kind of over it. Like, why? What happened to like when Rusev first showed up? Lana was part of what they were together, but it was fine. Lana stayed out of the way, and Rusev just fucking destroyed motherfuckers. Now Lana like interferes, and Rusev's just like, oh, I'm just so in love. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it adds a lot to this, like the soap opera-y feel. I just don't like these love angles, you know? How do you feel about that?
What? No, I'm with you. I don't like this angle. I don't stop giving a shit when the news broke that Lana and Rusev were engaged in real life. So whatever their real names are engaged.
Yeah.
So the WWE is just like, oh, people know that it's fake. So now we need to do that.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No.
People know what we're watching. You don't need them to be like, oh, they got back together, they patched it up, and that's why they're getting married.
But see,
shut the fuck up.
That's the problem, and I think we talked about this, but like they're still like now on the WWE network, there's like disclaimers that say this is a fictional product and these are just characters, you know. But they're still like they're not willing to commit to completely admitting it, and like they want to like still kind of keep that like illusion of it being a real sport,
Mhm.
but yet like fucking Kane is a demon, and the Wyatts are like hillbillies that could eat souls.
The Undertaker's the dead man.
But
System points
I don't
out.
even know what this.
System points out a quote which has been the highlight of Rusev's career. You know, a lot of people point to the John Cena match at WrestleMania, and they were like, he lost, but it was a coming out party for Rusev as a superstar.
Yeah.
People point to him in the League of Nations, and they're like, he may not be the top of the food chain, but he's with these other main eventers.
Sure.
Wrong. The greatest moment in Rusev's career, as System says, was when he went, "It's a fish."
There was that. I like that, and then when he was like,
System says that should be one of his vows.
but I like the other part was when he was with Summer. He goes, "When we first started, I did not like you at all."
Oh, Brett Wells says that Rusev was totally afraid Lana would have really fucked Ziggler non-kayfabe if the storyline had continued. System says, nope, "It's a fish" will be his legacy.
I agree.
So the notes that I wrote down during this match were, and you know what I'm saying? Bear with me. I wrote down, I couldn't possibly care less about this. I wrote down, I would rather be playing Diablo. And I wrote down, this is hard to watch after this weekend of fights. Rusev has the accolade locked in, and he's pulling on Ryback's neck. And the referee's like, Rusev, Ryback, you got to fight, man. You got to fight. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with? Talk to me, man. Ring the bell. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, if you're gonna be a referee and you're gonna be on TV, learn how, at least know how to act.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pretend you care about him. He's out cold with his eyes shut. And the ref's going, Ryback, you gotta fight, man. Talk to me. Are you okay? And he's like this. He's gonna die. If you don't break the hold, he's gonna die.
You made a point where he threw a leg kick. A head kick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
He kicked with his leg. But all
That's what
kicks,
a kick is.
All kicks are with your leg.
Yeah.
And it like knocked Ryback out, and then he put him in the accolade, and you said that should be his finisher, is the head kick.
Mm-hmm.
Which I agree. I think that'd be cool because he doesn't have a striking finisher really,
and he's enormous, and he can throw a pretty good head kick.
And it's a different like a super kick is kind of a head kick, but this is just like a straight up stand in front of you, throw a head kick, which nobody else really does that. So
in WWE 12. I was balls deep in universe mode in that game, and that's back when Yoshitatsu was on the roster, and he was a guy who wasn't that good, but I liked his look, and I was like, I'm gonna do something with this kid.
Yeah,
he's a nice young kid. What a nice young man, and I'm gonna do something with him. So I put him in this angle where he won the Intercontinental title. And it was either his finisher in that game was a head kick like the one that Rusev threw, or I gave it to him. I don't really remember. But my whole idea for Yoshitatsu was he wasn't a great wrestler, but if he hit you with that head kick, he could beat you.
Okay.
Like, all it took was for that head kick to land. And so he had the Intercontinental title for 6 months and was this close to losing it so many times. And this is all in my imagination, of course.
Right.
And people, in my mind, loved this guy because he fought as hard as he could, wasn't that good, but all he needed to do was land that kick. And when he would get this close to losing, people were just like, just throw the kick. All you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a good angle.
I like it.
And he was friends with Sin Cara in my game. I had them as a tag team for a little while. And then friendly rivalry builds, and Sin Cara's like, I'm gonna win your Intercontinental title. And she's like, oh, I don't think so. And so they're going back and forth, and Sin Cara cannot beat Yoshitatsu. Like, he can wrestle circles around him, but he always gets caught with the fucking head kick and loses.
Yeah.
Which leads to Sin Cara turning heel and beating the shit out of his best friend because fuck you and fuck that stupid kick. So he broke Yoshitatsu's leg, took the kick away.
That's not nice.
No, but I should be writing this stuff. You know what I mean? What'd you think about this match?
The same thing. I don't like the Lana angle, although she was looking good tonight.
Oh, Lana always looks good.
But I know, but I liked the gear she had on. She had like a black skirt and then like a business shirt on, but it was all like unbuttoned.
That wasn't business. It was
it was
like satin,
well, you know what I mean.
and it was tight as fuck.
But if it was all slutty. But if all the sluttiness wasn't there,
Yeah.
You
know what's pretty slutty is John Cena's outfit on the packaging of this flashback
I
figure.
don't think it's slutty. It's a wrestling gear.
A flashback figure, you say? A figure you can win by entering our contest? How do you enter? You follow me on Twitter at idea616. You follow the artist on Twitter at theartist616. You have to tweet one of us a photo of John Cena, any photo you choose. Tomorrow night on Raw Talks Live, right around this time, we pick a winner out of a literal hat, and we will send you the figure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't lose. It's the circus of values.
You can lose.
All you have to do is send me your address, and I can send it to you. Who's got time for all that paperwork? What haven't we talked about? Oh, we haven't talked about the U.S. title match between Del Rio and Swagger. No, we got the table match, too. Oh, shit.
I forgot about
Del Rio and Swagger. So this match starts. Both of them have chairs. It's like a lightsaber fight. The fuck was that?
I laughed. We're like a fucking little girl. Are you upset with me?
Yeah. So let's reenact it. You're Del Rio, I'm Swagger.
I'm Del Rio.
Yeah. Bam! Bam! Bam!
Oh, I dropped it.
Oh, I finally have an opening. I don't need this anymore. He made him vulnerable. He's got the weapon in his hand, and he was just like, here we go. Puts the weapon down. So that was stupid, and that's how we started the match immediately. What's even dumber is Jack Swagger goes for the ankle lock later. He picks up a chair and puts it around Del Rio's leg, and then just does an ankle lock with the chair like hanging off of his leg. He wasn't even holding the chair.
Right, that would have been...
The chair was putting no pressure on his leg. It was a good idea in theory.
Right.
And there probably was a good way to do it.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like, well, what does this accomplish? And I was like, well, honestly, a lot of wrestling holds don't accomplish anything. Like, they bend their legs the way the leg is supposed to bend, and like that's supposed to hurt, but it just looked like shit.
Jace Plays Games says, Circus of Values while Bioshock is discussed in the chat. What a coincidence. Not a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly.
And he knows it, and that's why he pointed it out. They're all talking video games, so we're going to wrap up our wrestling shit, and we'll talk some video games with them, and then we'll fuck the fuck off.
Gina just got a PS4, she said.
Good. Steve says she could have got an Xbox. Steve's wrong.
No, PS4 is where it's at.
Del Rio was doing everything he could to get cheered tonight.
Yeah,
doing
he
the
was
C. He's a heel. Where the fuck was Zeb Coulter?
Well, he told him to fuck off.
He told him to fuck off, and then he threw something at him. But what, did Zeb Coulter just retire? Like, why wasn't he in Jack's corner? Why wasn't he in Jack's corner? And then when Jack is close to beating Del Rio tonight, Coulter and Del Rio are in cahoots, and Zeb Coulter fucks Swagger over, and it's a heartbreaker. You know?
It would have been a heartbreaker. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, but, you know. Actually, my last note for this match says, who cares?
Who cares?
Final match of the night, we got the elimination table match with 8 men. Team Extreme / Team ECW versus the Wyatts. What'd you think?
Well, this was the match I was most excited for.
Me too.
When it started, I put on Twitter, this is going to be fun, and I was disappointed.
Gina says, Del Rio took the chair off his ankle and stood up like nothing happened. Yeah, which is definitely true. This is one of the worst matches I've ever seen.
I was disappointed.
It was so fucking bad. It was bad. It was boring, and there were parts of it that were just embarrassing.
Dumb.
Where Bubba Ray Dudley he's in the ring and he sees Strowman out there, gets on the apron and then just jumps like a sugar glider. Doesn't know what to do, and Strowman's just like, I don't know what to do. Bubba lands, like, touches Strowman, and then they're both just like, oh, I guess we'll fall. It was so fucking bad.
Well, and then there's the part where Strowman is on the floor.
Yeah.
And they put 3 tables on top of him, and he can't move. He's a giant. We've established how strong he is, and he can't move 3 tables off of him?
Well, one of them was big. What I liked was they put the big
They barely wanted this. They barely stayed on him. Just laying. Oh, my God.
I like that they put the big table on him, and then every other table that they put on top of him broke in some way because those tables were so fragile. Like those things were made of fucking cardboard tonight, and they didn't even sound good when a guy goes through them.
Mhm.
Like when Ego powerbombed Sutra through the table at Freelance Wrestling Raw Power, freelancewrestling.com, where you can get a hoodie, a DVD, a hat, a shirt, anything of your choosing. You can get the DVDs of the old shows. You know what I mean?
Watch them all.
Ego powerbomb Sutra through the table, and it's like crack, like in the ring. It sounds painful. There's impact to it. And then tonight, like Rusev puts someone goes through a table. And it's like,
It wasn't Rusev.
oh, he's got Devon out. It was like petite feet, feminine step.
They were like tables were breaking without like anything happening, and then like they would break into like 10 pieces. Like,
yeah, they just splintered. Best part is Rowan puts Devon on the table that says Rowan, and like Devon lays on it. It's like, and I go, that thing fucking cracked. So Rowan goes up to the top rope, and he's gonna dive on Devon. Someone pushes Rowan off the top rope. He does a flip, lands in the middle of the ring. Devon gets off the table, and the thing breaks as he's getting his black ass off the table. And then JBL goes, "That table does that count as Devon eliminated?" And Cole goes, "Devon was off the table before it broke." How did it break? What broke the table? If Devon wasn't on the table, why did it break? Which led me to saying, I really wish that a table would just break tonight for no reason. Like, here, hold my phone and be a man walking past. I wanted a table to just break for no reason when someone walked past it. By the way, guys, I got Into the Wild on Blu-ray, which is one of my favorite movies.
It's a good movie.
And I can't wait to watch it. You know
I thought you already had that.
I have it on DVD. Do I have it on Blu-ray?
I don't know.
No, I don't have it. How are you gonna make me second guess my shit?
We watched it on the show. I don't know which show. Which show did we watch it on?
We didn't. We didn't watch it on any show. Gina says, I'm super bummed they didn't light it on fire. Of course they weren't going to light it on fire. It's PG.
But nobody bleeds. That's not. What's wrong with that? Why is fire not allowed?
Fire is extremely dangerous. You can't have kids seeing guys going through flaming asshole tables.
It's a fucking pay-per-view. It was. Then they should never have brought the lighter fluid out.
Well, that's why people were like, I can't believe they teased the fire. Like, don't tell me I can have something and not give it to me.
I agree, though.
No, I think it's a device to get your hopes up. You know what I mean? Like that makes you hate the Wyatts. Like, oh, Bubba was going to give us fire.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I think it's dumb.
The last note I had for that match was complete shit.
Yeah.
It was really, 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 really fucking bad. Screech Power says Roman should have put Triple H through one of the tables. Agreed.
And Jazz just said they used fire at Extreme Rules 2014. I thought so too. With like Kane and Bryan, didn't they do a fire spot?
Oh yeah. Well, they didn't do it tonight.
So your PG fucking bullshit does not count.
Right.
You're wrong. They just cheated the shit out of me.
Just you?
And anyone who likes flames.
Check this out.
What's this?
Wasn't that pretty cool?
That was dumb.
It's all color.
Burn it!
I think that looks really cool. You don't think so? Brett Wells says Into the Wild was great, but fuck, that guy was stupid. Yep. I agree. Alexander Supertramp should have thought that through a little better. Dan Nans, this has been our show. It's not over yet, but we're done talking about wrestling. So if you only came from WWE, you can fuck off. We're going to hang out with the Dan Nans in the chat right now. We're going to hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll remind you one more time that you can win the Flashback Cena figure. All you need to do is follow. You follow me on Twitter at IDS6. All you gotta do to win the Cena figure is follow me.
Follow Ian on Twitter at IDS616. Follow me on Twitter at TheArtist616. tweet us a photo of John Cena in his most embarrassing, or just any photo.
And then everybody who does that, you will be entered into the drawing, which we will reveal the winner of tomorrow on WWE Raw Talks Live at this very time on this very channel. But what we're going to do now is we're going to hang out in the chat. So guys, put topics in the chat, put questions in the chat, wrestling related, hopefully not wrestling related. We'll hang out with you for 10 or 15 minutes and we'll get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? While we let the Dan-Dans put their topics and questions in the chat to give us some shit to work with, we want to know what they're thinking about, what they want to talk about. Let's talk about you for a second. Every time we do shit on Sunday nights, the next day, you're like, we can't do anything on Sunday nights anymore. I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling right now?
I feel fine right now. The problem is I'm good. Like, when we did a podcast with Craig Mitchell,
Freelance Wrestling's Craig Mitchell.
Right now on youtube.com/616entertainment or soundcloud.com/616entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Or iTunes,
yes.
The biggest provider there is.
And
just subscribe. You'll get it every Wednesday at midnight.
I was able to sleep, but I didn't sleep great. I feel fine right now. The problem, we talk about this every time. It's not that like Sunday night I feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whenever we do something on Sunday night till like 11 o'clock, I go home and I go to bed and I can't sleep.
How are you trying to sleep? Are you putting on a podcast? Are you putting on music or anything?
No, because that stuff, I've tried that stuff in the past and that doesn't help. But maybe, like usually what I try to do is I go home and just go to bed because I'm like, well, it's 11. I want to get as much sleep as I can. Maybe I need to unwind some more.
You do need to unwind. Do you know what you can do to unwind?
What?
Read.
Yeah.
Reading really helps.
You
got comics for days.
Yeah, and I'm reading Harry Potter.
Screech
I could read something one of those.
Screech Powers puts something in the chat and he says, random question, LOL. That's what we want. That's the kind of shit we want to work with. We're going to get to that in 1 second. You're still reading Harry Potter?
Mm-hmm.
Are you enjoying them?
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I never read those books. I saw the first movie. That's the only Harry Potter experience I had.
I read the first 3.5 when I was a kid. Not like in junior high, like when they were big. And then I was having a conversation with somebody at work about a few people that like really liked it. And I was like, maybe I should go back and read those. And then I got a library card and like, there's like
why?
Because I have an iPad and there's an app where you can just like sign in with your library card and get ebooks.
I was going to say, why didn't you just get them on Amazon for like $4?
They're like $8 each.
It's not bad at all. And it would look good on your shelf, but you don't have a shelf.
And why would I do that when I could get it for free from the library? Yes. And I don't even have space. Like it doesn't even take up space.
Well, see, that's not going to help you. If you're trying to fall asleep and you're looking at this bright ass fucking screen, that's not going to help you.
Well, I have comics I could read to that one.
Yeah, read those. You don't want to read the Harry Potter bullshit.
Yes, I do.
I'm just playing.
I do.
Jazz James says, Ian, let's talk about Rocky. Jazz, no. What we're going to do is I have the full Rocky collection on Blu-ray. What was that?
Jace just entered the contest with this photo.
Oh, what a great fucking move. Jace is the man. At Jace Plays Games on Twitter.
That's the best. The contest with this photo.
That's the best. Someone needs to pull out that piece of this video and just upload that. Of me putting the figure up and then that face breaking me. I hope the Dan-Ins found that as funny as I did. But we're going to go through, maybe you're not, I'm going to. I'm going to go through the whole Rocky series and watch them. And then maybe we'll either talk about it on the podcast, maybe we'll do a video talking about the Rocky series.
Don't watch them without me.
Do you want to watch them?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do it. We'll do it together. So, Jazz, we'll talk about Rocky then.
They'd all be brand new to me.
Yeah, because it's been a couple of years since I've seen most of them.
So, I haven't seen all of them.
Yeah, I don't want to be talking out of school and forgetting shit because I can't remember things anyway. So,
I have nothing to say about them.
Adam DeVries says, I have a question for you guys. As MMA fans, do you feel gypped by the big fights barely making seconds? First of all, gypped is no longer an acceptable word in this day and age in 2015 because it's a derogatory remark for gypsies.
Nobody likes gypsies.
And I'm not going to stop saying
I don't
gypped.
have a problem with that.
First of all, I like the way gypsies dress, and I often attempt to imitate it with several characters that I play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're liars and thieves.
Are they even around still? I
thought they're all over the streets.
Where?
in fucking like
Europe?
Yeah, but they're in California too.
Show me a picture. I've never seen a gypsy.
I'll just Google Andy McCoy. And you'll see
He's
a
not
gypsy.
really a gypsy though.
Oh yes, he is. He lives the gypsy lifestyle.
He's a musician though. He's a rock star.
Bam made a video that was on YouTube a long time ago, but it got taken down. The guys from Hanoi Rocks were staying at his house, and Bam knows how Andy is. So Bam took off all of his rings and he put them like on the table in the living room and set up a camera. And fucking Andy McCoy walks past the rings, looks down at the table, walks past, and just stole all of Bam's rings. Like, they're really good friends, but he can't help himself. He sees unattended, expensive objects, and he stole them. And Bam was like, give me my rings back. You stole them. He goes, I didn't steal them. And he goes, I have footage of you doing it. He goes, you can't have them. He never gave him his rings back.
That's fucked up. That's funny.
Okay, but back to the question. Do we feel gypped as MMA fans when fights only go a couple seconds long? How do you feel about it?
No. Because the thing is, like, it depends. But in general, no. Because the thing is, it's like last night, for example, the Conor McGregor Aldo fight lasted 13 seconds. But that was an amazing card. So you're not buying it just for that. Because if you're like the fight before that went like 4 rounds with Luke Rockhold versus Chris Weidman. And that's the thing, is like my dad, for example, is not a fight fan. And like when I tell him that, that's what he always says. He's like, I'd be so pissed if I spent $60 and only lasted 10 seconds. I'm like, but you're not just buying that fight. Like now if I was really, for example, like there wasn't any card, like if it was a shitty card besides the main event. Yeah.
And
if
it was
like
a boxing pay-per-view.
Right.
Normally they give you 1 or 2 fights of guys you've never heard of. And one guy's 8-10 and the other guy's like 4-0.
Right.
Like those guys, they could be something years from now. But right now they ain't shit. My answer to this question is no, not at all.
And I like it because when that happens, it's fucking crazy. And it's super exciting.
There's the people who complain about that, like a person I know on Facebook posted just like, and this is why I'll never pay for a UFC card because of shit like that. The people who complain about like, oh, I'd be so pissed are the people who aren't fans.
They're not fans anyway.
And they don't understand. Like,
but that what makes the sport so exciting.
I had the exact same reaction Joe Rogan did when that happened. If you go back and watch the fight, like Conor lands that left hook like 13 seconds in, and Joe just goes, "Oh my God!"
Yeah,
and that's exactly how I felt.
And the thing is, it's like the other, like I feel way more gypped if there's like an like a huge fight booked
and it doesn't live up.
5 rounds of shit.
Yeah,
like that's because it's a waste of my fucking time. The thing is like when you pay for a pay-per-view, you're paying to watch you, like, because anybody can see the fight the next day.
Yeah.
So when you pay for it, you're paying to watch that experience live.
You're paying to be there.
And so like when a fight ends 13 seconds and you see that live happen when it happens, there's nothing like that. You know, it's super exciting. And so no, I don't feel gypped.
That was a great question, System.
Yeah.
D-Ray says, I can't read. I got Nona's for the first time last Tuesday and asked for a slice of sausage, and I got 2 slices in my box. Is that normal? A slice is a quarter of a pizza. For your convenience, they will oftentimes slice it down the middle, and it appears to be 2.
That is 1 slice.
But you only paid for 1.
That is 1 slice of Nona's.
I had this argument with my friend Giuseppe, where I was like, this is a slice from Nona's. And he goes, that's 2 slices. And I go, it's 1. I bought 1, and then they cut it down the middle for my convenience. He goes, that's a picture of 2 slices of pizza. And I was like, you motherfucker. I know it is now, but when you buy a slice, this is what you get. He goes, why did you send me a picture of 2 slices and say that you got 1 slice of pizza? So yes, that's normal. Screech Powers says, Screech, have you liked and subscribed yet? I certainly hope so. I'm glad you're here with us. That derpy Cena head kind of looks like Kurt Angle. What derpy Cena?
He's pretty derpy in that photo.
I mean, are they talking about this derpy Cena? I fucking love that. He kind of looks like Woody from Toy Story. It's hard to control. Oh, what a great day. Maybe he does. Speech powers. How do you feel about employees taking smoke breaks right outside of the entrance of their store? Oh, you mean where I work?
I think
It's
in
annoying when the
general.
whole store smells like cigarettes because people are too lazy to walk a little farther away. Also annoying when they're out for 20 minutes, but that's a different story entirely. How do you feel?
I think, yeah, I mean, don't like stand far enough. If the smoke is coming into the building, that defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's their break. They can do with it what they want.
Yeah.
It's their right to smoke a cigarette. It's their body. Yeah, as long as they stand far enough away, I don't give a shit.
Brett Wells says, so are you guys, so are you guys, read that.
So are you boys gonna pull a Steve and show up to adult prom without telling anyone, and you'll be there for a pop?
No. That's my answer.
Probably not.
Gina says, you guys suggest more video games because I have no life. We will. Jace Plays Game says, turn off all the light and play some Vita. Your eyes will tire, then go to sleep. Disagree.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you're paying attention to something and you're focused on it, because if you're playing something on Vita, it's probably going to be something like Shovel Knight, where you're fast twitch, you know what I mean? You got to jump, you got to dodge shit. So I don't think that's the move. I don't think that was the move. Gina wants you to take a bubble bath. She probably also wants you to send her nudes.
Well,
you going to do that?
I would. But she has.
What if Gina wakes up tomorrow to a picture of your butthole?
I don't think she'd like that.
Gina, you want a picture of yours butthole?
I don't think so.
She probably would. What if you sent her that picture and she was just like, yeah, that's his butthole. And then the next day you were like, that ain't my butthole. She's like, whose butthole is this?
Oh my god.
D-Ray says, to unwind, I put on a random indie movie on Netflix and usually pass out within 25 minutes.
That works for you. Do you put on an indie movie that you don't like and that's why you sleep because it's boring?
Brett Wells says, I'm going to do a Rocky podcast series. If you want guests, I'm there. Steve wants to know, please answer in all caps, was Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt boring or was it real life? I think it was boring.
Boring.
We're going through the chat real quick here. You haven't sung in a while. You feel like singing at all?
Oh.
Gina says her family is descended from gypsies. And you said earlier that nobody likes gypsies. So now you better send her that picture of your butthole to make up for that.
That's going to make things worse.
Gina, do you want that butthole? Oh my goodness. What is the over-under on you sending that photo?
It's pretty low. It's pretty low.
God damn. We're a little bit behind here. Marlon Mancia just showed up. He's going to hang with us for a little while. Jace Plays Game says casuals are the only complainers when it comes to MMA. I believe that's what he was talking about. He's definitely right. Marlon says, what up? We talked about TLC, and now we're talking to you, Dan Dans. Steve's getting his picture with Santa tomorrow. Jace Plays Game says, me saying that all toys look alike is toyism, and he's offended. I don't think I said that.
Who said that? Shut up.
The Dan Dans are talking about adult prom, which is taking place in Ohio. If you want to know more about it, friend Brett Wells on Facebook. He's the handsome man with the red hair and the great beard.
He's a good man.
Marlon says, how was TLC? It was terrible, in my opinion. But System liked it. Jazz James wants to be on the Rocky podcast. Jazz James hasn't been on our podcast yet. What are you doing Tuesday night?
Nothing.
Jazz, you want to do a podcast Tuesday night? We'll Skype you in. For real. 100%. Let's get Jazz on. Let's sign the contract, live contract signing right here on the TLC review. The branch has officially been extended. I think now is the time to make this shit happen.
Yeah.
Gina says guy nudes are never good. Just send from the waist up.
See? No dick pics, no butthole pics,
So,
or nothing.
Send her a really close-up of your nipple. And then send her a real close-up of your butthole, but paint it pink.
She'll
think that's your other nipple. Because it'll be blurry.
I don't know. I think she might notice.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think any of us know. Steve says that he sent Gina a nude the other day.
He probably sent me the same one.
He sent you one too? I didn't get one.
Yeah.
Marlon says UFC 194 was sick. I was happy when Connor KO Aldo. UFC 194 is a lot better than fucking TLC was. Let me tell you that. Marlon, we gotta figure out an MMA show because I'd much rather talk about that. This is my favorite part of the wrestling shows, is talking to the Dan-Dans, and I say that all the time. Oh, because I said John Cena looks like Toy Story's Woody. That doesn't mean all toys look alike.
See, oh my god. Don't put words in people's mouths, ass.
J-Sway's Game says live contract signing. These always end well. Brett Wells says I missed something. Live contract signing for what? For Jazz James to be on the 616 Entertainment Podcast, which we will record. Ah, fuck. We can't do it Tuesday night.
Why not?
Because I got to put the motherfucker up Wednesday at midnight.
We have to do it Tuesday.
Yeah, I guess we do.
That's the only. When else were we going to do it?
Maybe we'll do it Tuesday evening. We won't do it late. We'll do it in the evening.
Well, I have to work anyways.
What time you get off?
5, and I won't be here till 6:30 probably.
How about we start, if he's down, why don't we do it at like 7?
Well, where does he live?
I don't know. Jazz, where do you live?
The time zone difference.
A lot of these Dan-Dans have never been on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Steve Schneider's been on it several times. Brett Wells has been on it several times. You know what I mean? If Gina ever pulls her carcass through town, she's invited. And you know what? All these Dan-Dans, whoever wants to be on the podcast can just say so I know they're interested. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're going to be on next week. But if I know you're interested.
You don't call the shots on our channel.
Nah. Jace and I have had several conversations about I want to get him on.
Jace is a good man. We should have him on.
Jace has been working on
Have a lot
putting his
to talk
own show
about.
together. I've been trying to get him off his fucking ass and actually just do it. You know what I
He
mean?
does Twitch though.
He does Twitch, and he's a good streamer. But I want him to do a podcast because I want to know what he has to say.
Oh!
Marlon says, all the fights were so the Maya showed a master level of BJJ. It was great to see. I agree. Dude, Marlon is my fucking dude. That's a guy who respects some fucking jujitsu, some high-level jujitsu. Motherfuckers who watch a high-level jujitsu fight, they're just like, it's just boring. Stand them up. Fuck you. I want to watch fights with Marlon every time they're on.
No, I agree. I like when it's good jujitsu, it's good. But I just hate when a guy. I mean, like when a guy just takes you down and lays on you. That's not even jujitsu. That's more just like wrestling. But it's
the old blanket.
boring.
Jazz says he's in Wisconsin, same time zone as us.
Okay.
So, Jazz, if you don't have Skype, you need to get it. You know what I mean?
7.
Get Skype. We're going to make this shit happen. I'm going to
7
talk to you tomorrow.
on a Tuesday.
Those look a little dirty. You should clean them up. Get rid of them. That's better. Can you see clear now?
Wait. Very clear.
Bro, says I want to be on
hold on
more.
1 second. I didn't get the underside. Okay. That's better. That's better.
I was good until you fucked up. I was good. Marlon says, I'm into MMA. I know a lot of stuff about MMA. I'm a die-hard fan. He's a drive-hard fan. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad he's here with us. You know?
He drives hard.
In the motherfucking paint, nigga. Oh, how dare you?
I didn't know what.
How dare you not
I
say it?
wasn't even rapping. I just said. I was not quoting the song.
I was quoting Hannibal Buress.
I was just talking about sports. Get over it.
Steve says, stop, Mike. You're going to make Gina cry.
About what?
I don't know. Who gives a fuck?
Not sending my butthole? She doesn't want it.
What the fuck did you just say? What did you just say?
I said not send. Oh, I said make her cry over what? Not sending her my butthole. She doesn't want it. I just said it real fast, so it sounded like one word. So talking about sports. Get over it.
Steve says, stop, Mike. You're going to make Gina cry.
About what?
I don't know. Who gives a fuck?
Not sending my butthole? She doesn't want it.
But I tell you that I can't understand you. I'm not exaggerating. Law Dog says first butthole problems. Law Dog is the kind of guy I want here with us all the time. System says the racist formerly known as Mike Charles.
How am I racist?
Because you refused to say the N-word while rapping.
I wasn't rapping.
I didn't call you a racist. System did.
That's the dumbest shit ever, System. Shut the fuck up. Yes.
Dan's, it's been a fun night. A couple things we need to remind you of. Number one, you can win the flashback Cena figure following me at Idea616, following the artist at the artist616. What if I bash you in the head with it real quick?
Don't damage the box.
That way they know they're getting a show used prop. How hard do you want it? 1 to 10?
Oh, fucking throttle me.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What if we break the Dan's, I won't hit him until you tell me how hard should I hit him with the figure 1 to 10. So until then, you know where to follow us on Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The rematch, the biggest fight in Monopoly history, Robinson versus Bravo 2, will happen December 18th on this very channel, youtube.com/616entertainment. For the live stream, make sure you are subscribed. It's happening 10 p.m. December 18th.
Oh, it's so exciting.
It's the biggest fight in Monopoly history. You know what I'm saying? So you want to win the Cena figure. You want to be here December 18th for Robinson Bravo 2 for the Monopoly World title. TLC was terrible. UFC 194 was great. It's been a good night. It's been a really good night, I think. I've had a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? I have to. We haven't. D-Ray wants me to hit you 1, 2, 3, comma 1.
Like
he wants me to hit you 200,000. So it's only 1 to 10, but he wants me. That's why I did 1, 2, 3, comma. You know what I'm saying? Because I still do math like a child boy.
I have trouble when there's no commas. I have trouble seeing what it is.
Yeah. Who's on the undercard on the 18th? It's going to be Craig Hamburger and most likely Eric Damagala. If not, there is an open position.
The undercard is subject to change, but we guarantee Nigel Bravo versus Robinson, which is what everyone cares about.
Yeah, Robinson Bravo 2 is the fight.
The rest subject to change. We want to be clear about that.
But Jace Plays Game says, go Robinson. The only answer we've got for how hard I should hit you is 200,000. So if this figure gets a little bit fucked up, you guys got to blame D-Ray.
I said throttle me. That's a throttle.
You ready?
Yeah.
You said, just so you know, you said throttle you.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to hit you as hard as I can, though.
Take my glass.
I was hoping you would. That's why I was stalling. Tilt a little towards me so I don't hit your ear. A little more. There we go. That's the move.
Feel good.
I didn't even dent it. One more.
No, you get one. I let you fucking. I gave you an open shot, and you want to take more.
Let's hear the impact. That's why I was stalling. Tilt a little towards me so I don't hit your ear. A little more. There we go. That's the move. That was good sound. I hit you pretty hard. That was a good sound. I didn't even dent it. Now let's hear you.
No, you get one. I let you fucking. I gave you an open shot, and you want to take more.
I think I gave you a really bad concussion when I hit you that hard, because you can't get your fucking words out. Oh my goodness. Marlon says, who do you want to win the lightweight title fight? Donald Cerrone, cowboy by a mile.
Cerrone.
I love Cerrone. If you didn't listen to Cerrone on the Joe Rogan podcast, you should, because it was a great fucking episode. Jace Plays Game says A+ packaging. Brett Wells says, don't break my Cena. Should we give him one more and see if we can break this?
How about I say you?
Even that sounded weird. Dan, we love you. Thank you for joining us tonight for our review of TLC. You know what I'm saying? I love these Dan-Dans, and I want them to know it. Now, we normally leave with an exit video, but that's for Raw Talks Live. So this time, I don't really think that we have any specific rules for us to leave with, but you know what? I think we're going to leave with Skype on PSP, which is what Jace...
What about the McGregor thing?
Oh, I don't really have the... This is going to... Okay, well, you got to stall so I can get it.
I feel... Okay, I was using my phone, I was texting, and I thought it looked like kind of blurry. I thought maybe I had a concussion, but I think there was just smudges. And so I was seeing doubles, and then I rubbed it off, and now I'm good. So no need to go to the doctor. But maybe I'll text Brock and see what he says about my head.
Danans, we love you. Congratulations to Conor McGregor. I didn't want him to win, but he landed their shot, and you got to respect the technique, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we love you. We go and see it tomorrow night with Raw Talks Live. This is Conor McGregor.
Now I feel him overreacting, overextending, and then being KO'd unconscious. It's the motherfucking deal.